Wait. Wait. Chotomate. Oh, there you go. Oh my god. Epic. 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 Alright. There's a lot of things going on there. Let me just change that. Let's change this. Oof. Ooh. Oh wow. Thanks. I haven't done anything yet, and I'm good. Okay. Thanks. Appreciate it. Alright, sorry. Hello everyone. Hello man. Okay, we have how many people? Or 9 people. Alright. Epic. Thanks man. Very epic. I don't know how this will turn out. Wait, that's not how. Alright, so apparently my it's fine, I guess. It's still working. It's working fine. Okay. Alright, let's work. It's work. Bro, work. Hello. What you use to animate? Right now I'm using TV Paint. That's a frequently asked question, so it's going to be like that question is in the description, but you know, it's fine. I can answer it here. It's fine. Thanks man. Appreciate it man. I'm fine, I'm doing alright. Welcome to 2021. Happy New Year, I guess. I don't. Okay, I cannot chat. I don't know why I cannot chat. Alright. The song's name is this. How does it feel being asked how can I borrow stick? Because that's annoying if you ask me. You can't really borrow. Sorry. You can't really borrow a stick because, I mean, if you're sending it over to them, once they download it, it's theirs now. So yeah. Also, I don't think it's annoying because I've been there. You see, I don't know if people are assuming that because I make my own stick figures in Pivot, I don't ask people for stick figures. I actually do, because I used to do that a lot back then. But since like people like you know, don't give it to me, or like don't let me do it or whatever back then when I was younger, so I just make my own. That's it. And I don't think that's the solution either, because you know, you could just be nice to some people and give it to them, or you could be strict about how you use your resources or assets or whatever you call it, because once you make it, you can tell by the time and effort you put into it what is the worth of it. And that's where commission and making stick figure came into mind, because like you could be making something but you're not gonna use it, so you might as well just either give it away or just sell it to some people. So is it annoying? I don't know, it depends. If you're like a person who get easily annoyed and can't see the other side of the situation, then yes, maybe it is annoying to you. But to me, I understand it, but I'm not getting annoyed by it. It's either like what do you call this, like people ask for it, right? I still get some messages on my Facebook page for asking stick figures or any kind of attention, like nourish me senpai or something like that, and I just either just ignore them, because there's nothing going on, honestly. Like I don't know if it's just them trying to be nice or no. I don't know which one is it, right? Or if they're just trying to be annoying. Because one, they could just be so awkward, or two, they could just be bored, because you know, it's what's going on with the world right now. You have nothing else to do or something, I don't know. But either way, I don't find it annoying at all. That doesn't mean that you should continue doing it, because I'm still just gonna ignore it. Those kind of messages. And this happens a lot. Like I'm saying, like every time I stream, there's someone who's going to make that joke every now and then and ask for stick figures, and I just go along with it, because there's nothing much I can do about it, right? It became a joke, a staple joke in my YouTube career, or whatever you guys like to call it. I don't think I downloaded the video where I made a joke about it, or like I was just making a skit of "give me the pick" or something like that. I forgot if I did download it or not. I sound younger. I don't know. You haven't. I don't know. I deleted my old video, so you can't have probably a comparison of how I actually used to sound like. So yeah. But from my eardrums and own experience of comparing my younger voice and what I have right now, I definitely grew up. I used to be a squealer. I don't know if that's the right term. Hello, term. The right term. Like you have a very high pitched voice and you're like young, like hey, what the oh wait, that's Donald Duck. I'm sorry. Anyways, I don't do shout out. I'm sorry. Especially if I don't know the person. You still use pivot. That's like the presumption. Like when I do something else, like I am using Blender or something else that is not entirely pivot. Like, have you quit pivot? You're not touching pivot anymore. Are you quitting it? I mean, there's nothing wrong thinking about that. I understand it. It's just, I didn't say that. Like, can't I do something else other than pivot? Like I'm doing great with whatever I'm doing right now. That's just me putting, you know, what do you call this? Giving myself a pat in the back. I think I deserve it. That sounds so like egotistical, right? But I feel like I'm doing fine without pivot right now. I'm not saying that I'm better now without pivot. No, I'm saying that I'm doing fine without doing it. Because I value more what I want to do than what other people expect me to do. That's just how the boat floats. I think that's how you use that. I don't know. No, Kazaton is a friend of mine. It's fine. Maybe I should give Kaz. Have I given Kaz? I think I've given Kaz. No, I haven't given Kaz the thing. Oh my god. Oh my god, he got X game mode. He on X game mode. Oh my god, he on X game mode. There you go. You can now troll. I given you the power, Kaz. No, the mic is like far away from me. I didn't say that my okay. From Graves is saying that your stick figure animation isn't a joke, though it was your humble beginnings, my guy. I didn't say that my stick figure animation is a joke, considering how much time I spent on it, especially the Jiren versus Goku. Like it was like 10 months, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, considering how much time I spent on it, it's totally not a joke. Is he gonna play? Okay, it's not gonna play. I'm just gonna wait. Oh, I already have it. Bruh. I'm just using... Just when I use a reference. I should put it in here. Oh, Poggers! PogChamp! Poggerino. Poggers, Poggerino, PogChamp. Oh, that's so tiny, man. That's tiny. There's more. Just gonna delete it. Yes. I'm just gonna use my monitor. Okay. Sorry. I was in your old stream once. One with the red-haired character, 360. I remember what I was making, but I don't remember you. I'm sorry. It's just, yeah, it's been a hectic. I know it was 2018 probably. It's either 2018 or 2019 that I streamed and you were there. It's either one of those, and I'm sorry, my brain is not capable of remembering specific people, especially chat. And when you guys keep changing your name, like in YouTube, like you can change your name, right? So I can't remember. Okay, I'm sorry. I think I'll definitely remember now. The next time you're around or something. YouTube sucks now, so much copyright. That's true. That's true. But the thing is that if they're not doing it, then people will abuse it, obviously. Like for me, example, like if I'm not doing it, then people are just gonna keep re-uploading my stuff. You don't know how many times I've reported Goku versus Jiren because people are re-uploading it. Wait, there are actual people who steal animation? Nani? Yeah. There's also people who are uploading my other animations. And then there are actual people who's like in the comment section saying, oh my god, this is so cool, I can't wait for the next episode. And then they upload it like the same day, right? As if they made it, like, and then their description is like, it's so hard to make, guys, oh my god. This is my animation. Like, oh yeah, sure, and then I comment in the, like, I comment in the video because I know it was mine, right? I comment like, wow, this is so cool, and they're like, they even like my comment as if they didn't know it was me or something. Yeah. It's weird. But I do be like that sometimes. You know, I can't do anything about that other than just deal with it. It's just how the cookie crumbles. I don't know, am I using my terms right today? I don't know. Just making sticks. Great job, bro. I'm sure if you make an animatic about Dream SMP, you'll get super famous. Have a good day. Oh, Taki. You share the memory. That's the thing though, when I'm like animating, I usually just zone out. Like I don't think about whatever I'm doing. Sometimes, especially if like I'm at this step, right? Like if I'm doing cleanup, obviously I'll think about, oh, this line looks jagged, I'm gonna do this. But other than that, I'm like just zone out instantly, and that's usually what I want. Like I don't know, I don't know. I just don't want to use my brain. It sounds so bad, especially considering how much your brain is just doing everything actually. Like how much of you is you within that brain, right? Like if you wanna do something stupid, your instinct just kicks in and tells you, fuck that, don't do that, you stupid hoe or whatever, right? But yeah, when I do like animations, I think about if my animation should be like memorable to people or to me at the very least. And if it's not, like I just get disappointed about it. And sometimes when you're like working on something, you have to like take a step back and give it a rest for a few days or whatever, and look back at it and say to yourself, I'm seeing it differently now. What did I eat today? What the fuck? Or whatever. Right? Don, you have no Twitch? I had Twitch. I streamed there like twice or once. I'm not sure how many times. But yeah, I streamed there, not regularly. And just saying that I streamed there as a test, and no one was there. Like no one was watching me animating or whatever I was doing, right? So I was just like, okay, I'll just stay in YouTube then. Because I already started streaming in YouTube, and that's the thing. I mean, I already also have a fan base in YouTube. I don't want to like start another thing. I'm already bad at what do you call this? Maintaining one YouTube channel. How much more how much more am I gonna be how much more if I have like two things going at the same time, I like you, Koji. A nice job with animations, bro. You are pumping out high quality ones. What do you animate with? Hershey. That's fun. I animate with TV Paint right now. Don, I'm just asking, but can anyone join DBP if they want to help? I'm not working on DBP right now, so I don't want to like keep asking for people to join and then I leave them hanging. Like usually what happens then is just like they feel like they're neglected, even though I'm just honestly just not like motivated to work on it. It's not that because it's too much on my plate, it's just that I've been doing it for a lot of times now, and people right now, okay, so from the beginning it feels like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, right? And then eventually it feels like now I'm just doing this so that I get it to finish. Like I no longer am doing it because I want to do it. I'm just doing it so that I get to finish it. And you don't want that kind of feeling when you're making something, because it feels like you're not doing it for yourself. You're just doing it so that, for the sake of doing it, right? Like you have to have a good reason other than just, I just want to finish it. Though I'm the kind of person, like, I don't like things unfinished. I know it sounds funny, right, coming from me when I haven't finished it yet. But I'm just saying that to reassure you guys that I'm definitely gonna like have to work on it sometime in the future or whatever when I feel like it. Because the thing is that back then I was just doing nothing else. Seriously. Like I have work, but it wasn't too serious of work. It's like what do you call this? Part-time job or something. And then I'm doing animation, right? And I was like, I don't know, do I want to do this like for a long time, or am I set on this? Is it financially stable? Is it not, or whatever? So yeah, sorry, my nose is like itching. When am I gonna get back in the Philippines? I don't know. Part of me doesn't want to go back there anymore, and a part of me misses it. I'm definitely like going there visiting, but I'm not sure if I can stay more than 2 weeks or something. What's my biggest dream? I don't know. I mean, right now, well, not right now, but before, when I was young, I always wanted to like animate things. Like I want to have my drawings move. Okay, so first it was actually I want to make like comics or manga or whatever, and then eventually it changed into I want to animate. I became like an introvert because of that, dude. Well, not really. I was already an introvert. Like I just stay home and then play video games a lot. So yeah, but I don't blame animation. Definitely, I think it put a lot of impact into how I behave, I guess, or look at whatever I'm doing. I don't know how you say it. But yeah, and then eventually it changes to like I want to animate. So yeah, and I've been doing it since then. That was 2008, 2009. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't remember very well. And then around 2012, I was in high school. Yeah, I'm that old. I'm 23. So 2012, I was in high school. I stopped doing YouTube or whatever you guys like to call it. I stopped there because I want to focus more on socializing or whatever have you, right? Because I'm gonna be in college soon enough. 2012 is like I think it was like 2 years after that. So I wanted to not be awkward, right, in college. Once I'm in college, I'm still awkward in college, but I'm not like saying that I don't have any kind of social experience or whatever. Like there are actual people who like I kid you not, like I was there in college, right, and I'm like, all right, I can do this, and then I can see someone else like having their mom enroll for them, like choosing subjects in the computer lab, where supposedly every college student, like they should pick that for themselves, right? They should plan out schedules for themselves. And I see that and I'm like, thank God I'm not like that kind of person, like thank God I can figure out things myself. So yeah, and that was like awkward for me, I guess, seeing that from someone else happening, and like it might be like really bad, like I don't know if you would call it pathetic, but it's not like that bad, right? I get it, you can't figure it out yourself, but this is a time in your life where you should be able to do things on your own and not depend on someone else. So yeah. So that's why I like stopped YouTube for a while, and then I realized how much like free time you have in college, even though I was like should be serious about whatever I took. I think it was computer science. I'm pretending like I forgot, even though I didn't actually forgot it. So I took computer science, right? And that was because that was the only closest thing to whatever I was previously doing, right? And I also like tried making games back then. So I thought that studying computer science would be like really fun or whatever. I had fun, right, doing it, but it wasn't what I was passionate about because I was still doing animation in the background. And because I had so much free time, you might think it was free time, right? But compared to what I have right now, I have more free time now than back then because I'm back in college again. So yeah. Because our schedule back then was like Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday, Friday. Those are full day classes. It's not, there's no like free time in that. Like it starts from 7, I think, or 8. I don't know. I can't remember. 8, and then it ends on 9. And then it's classes after classes. Like each class is like 3 hours or 4 hours, and then it just goes like that, right? And I say I have so much free time in college, and I just realized like, oh shit, compared right now, what I have right now, it's not that much of a free time back then, right? So yeah, that was crazy. Because right now I only have like classes in 3 days, and each day has only like 1 or 2 classes, and each class is like just 3 or 4 hours. So basically it's just like half a day class, right? So yeah, I should have not said like I have so much free time back then, because I didn't. But yeah, I was still catching up, like, well, not catching up, basically. I was just like still doing it, animation. I remember my teacher like called me out while I was in class, and I was still animating, and was just like, "Oh, hi, Goku," or something. Like she saw me like doing Dragon Ball animation in my laptop, and she was like, "Oh, can you say hello to Goku, or can you," you know? I was like, "Oh shit," this is so disrespectful. No, I was pretty sure that I wasn't like showing my screen to them, but she was just snooping, basically. Good thing she didn't like embarrass me in front of the class. Like, "Oh, so what did you learn today, huh? Did you just like just start grilling me? Like, what the fuck?" We need more of your cat girl cosplay here. Why are you ratting me out? And that never happened. You know, like it. I don't know what you're talking about. How long have you used TV Paint? I started using it 2019 September, I think. Since I started a college here again with animation course. They require us to use TV Paint, but they didn't require us to buy it, right? So yeah, I bought it because of the pandemic and all that, so we can't really go to school. And they had a feature where, well, not feature, but it should be free, right, for us, but it's only free for a few months, basically, for that semester of the quarantine or lockdown or whatever you guys like to call it. So yeah, and then I decided to just buy it, even though it's not cheap. It's definitely not cheap, but I just decided to just buy it because I can use it in the future and stuff like that. A lot of free time, but you spent most of your free time playing Cards Against Humanity in the canteen. Not really. I don't think I spent that much time. And I don't know why you're giving so much personal information about me. That's like, you have to know some form of etiquette here. I know you know me in my real life, but you shouldn't be talking about my real life. I don't go to your job and tell your boss like, "Hey, this guy does this and does that." Like, I know my friends stream, but I don't like go into their stream and rat them out, right? I don't talk about whatever they're doing in a personal level, because it's just embarrassing. It's not like the topic. I mean, if you want to talk, you can just DM me at some sometime when you're just doing it right now. I think you're just having fun right now, right? Embarrassing. What should be someone's animation schedule? Like, how much time and effort should I put in an animation in one day? Depends on how much time you have. So let's say you have only like 6 hours a day or whatever. Depends, really. Depends on your, what do you call this? Motivation, I guess. Depends on your motivation. Like, let's say you're just practicing, or like maybe not motivation, but like reason behind it, right? So let's say you're practicing animation and you want to go quantity, or like, let's say, okay, you want to go with quality before quantity or something. So you want to like study it. And the problem with people like starting animation is that they don't know where to begin, right? Some people say, I start with the principle of animation. Some people say, you should learn how to draw first. Some people say like, this and that. And for my experience, I was just like, I just want to do it. And I wasn't afraid of making mistakes. And that's the thing, because a lot of people, like, when they start, they're afraid of making mistakes. They're so afraid of making mistakes that they don't share whatever they made and think that it's not deserving of, I don't know, worth of praise or whatever. Like, it doesn't deserve to be seen in public's eyes. I don't know, whatever, right? But that's the thing, though. You're making animation to share it to people, so you have to open up. Basically, you have to learn how to be open. So when you're studying animation, some people think that it should be like with drawing, and some people think like it should be this and that. I personally think it should be just like the motion. You have to learn how to move things, basically. And it's quite weird, right? Because you basically have a presumption of how animation works, but you never understood the techniques and things like that, right? Because when you say study, you're just basically most of the time you're just doing, what you're doing is just like, I want to animate, and you think that's already studying when you're not actually putting time into learning it. So what does it mean to put time? Then tell me, Don, whatever, blah blah blah. So right, let me just have my train of thought. So when you're studying animation, you want to think about what you want to make. Let's say, for example, you want to make some running animation. How do you study running, right? Because you usually just do it. Like in daily life, you just know how to run. Obviously, there's a bunch of ways to study it. You can go look at a lot of videos, go frame by frame on those videos. You can also like run yourself and take notes of whatever is happening. You can go outside and observe people. Well, not right now, but back then. You can just go outside and observe people that are running and take notes of what kind of movements they're doing. I know it's kind of creepy, but once you once you get over it, once you're like doing it all the time, you just get over it. Basically, there was this one time I was just like, I couldn't draw feet very well, so usually I just when I see people wearing sandals, I know it sounds like weird, like I have foot fetish or something, but I don't. So I just stare at their feet. No, they don't see me staring at their feet because like they think I'm looking at my phone, so yeah. I just stare at their feet and then take notes of, okay, that's how it looks like from this angle or something, right? So yeah, it's observation, basically. You have to observe things, and then once you like draw things, it's different too. Like when you're drawing things, it's different. especially how the layout is. Some people think that they can't really draw, even though they haven't really tried to learn to draw. And then there's also a presumption of different kinds of learning. Like, let's say someone is audiovisual, someone learns faster when they're trying. Like they try it and they failed it. Oh, I'll remember that next time because I've already experienced it, or something like that. And then there's also people who learn differently, like they learn from just observing, basically. And I envy those kinds of people, because I usually just before I just learn from mistakes. There's also reading books. That's also another thing. And people like saying that, oh, reading books, it's so lame, I can't learn from that, or whatever. Imagine reading book. Oh my god. So not 2020, right? I mean, seriously. There's a lot of books covering on how to animate, and you'd be surprised that for how many years that I've animated, if I say I was like self-taught, that was probably right around 2011 or 2010. Those were all like self-taught animation. Those animation that are like really old stick figure animation. It wasn't good at all because it was like just based from my experience on, okay, if I do this, it will look like this, or something like that. And then when I'm like, after that, around 2016, I had like stable internet, because back then I was using basically I was just using internet cafes to like upload my videos, or steal my neighbor's Wi-Fi to upload videos. So yeah. Where was I? So yeah, once I got a stable internet, I got in a community, let's say Dark Demon, or Hyun's Dojo or whatever, and then they basically, people finally got to talk to me about your tutorial sucks because you don't know how to animate, obviously, and then you're just saying things, and I'm like, oh, you're right, actually I don't know how to so by then I started grinding. Basically I just read books about how to animate. And by that time, after that, I'm like, oh, you're supposed to do it like this and that, and yeah, man, 2016, like around 2014, 2016, like the internet was so cruel back then. I mean, it's still cruel right now, but let's say, like, if the internet back then is like probably like it's just Twitter, people full of bullies and stuff like that. But right now, I think it's like people are like more understandable, right? So yeah. Okay, so the question was, what kind of animation software you're gonna use? I'm sorry that it took a while to, like, I have like I keep getting off tangent. I'm sorry. So yeah, software. It depends on what you're trying to animate. So let's say if you're animating hand drawn frame by frame, and you might as well just stick on whatever you're making. Right now, let's say you're animating, or no, you're drawing in Photoshop or Paint Tool SAI, Clip Studio, or whatever you're drawing there. Just draw there. Like, you can just animate from there. Actually, just have it. I think it's in a what do you call this? I forgot. I think it depends. No, it's not. It doesn't depend. I'm saying that you can play it like as if it's an animation in your in a video editing program. So yeah, one I know is DaVinci Resolve. You can load images as a image sequence, and it will play it as if it's animated. So yeah. And then there's also like programs like TV Paint. TV Paint is expensive. I don't like recommend it. There's also a Macromedia Flash. So what I recommend is actually if you like want to have it drawn and then animate, whatever. Like if you want to like, the thing is that animate is like, the word animate is like really vague, because I'm saying animate, and then there's also different terms for it. Actually, if you want like hand-drawn frame by frame animation, that's what I'm trying to say. And then it's so difficult to imagine it moving when you're animating in Paint Tool side. Then I recommend doing animating it in what do you call this? In an actual software. Macromedia Flash is free, so you can just download it. Actually, I know a lot of people who uses still Macromedia Flash. I think it was Bahi JD, I think. So what he does actually is animating in Macromedia Flash, which is free. He doesn't use a display tablet, he uses Wacom tablet, graphic tablet, you know, like just a normal tablet. And then after that, he animates the keyframes in there or whatever, and then he animates it just the basic lines, like it's not polished yet, and then he goes to whatever he has to polish the drawings using the each frames as a reference, right? So yeah, there's a lot of steps you can use, and there's a lot of ways you can do it. Basically, depends on how much time you want to spend on it. There's also other programs, so that's just for hand-drawn animation. Just my experience or perspective or whatever. Like, have it, you know, like if you let's say if you want to use it or whatever, that's up to you. There's also people who likes to animate vector animation. So for those, Macromedia Flash is still good for those because you can use it, right? And then there's also stuff like After Effects. And then there's also Moho Studio. But I don't know what kind of animating software you want, right? Like if you want it to be free or if you want it to be, you know, expensive, if you want to like spend money on it. I recommend just try a free software first. Let's say put a day on one project if you have a free day, you know, like just to see if you're actually up for it. And then once you're like done doing it, see for yourself if you're actually like passionate about it or not, if you're like enjoying it or not or whatever, right? Because you don't want to like spend money on something and then not work on it. Like I definitely had those kind of issue. Like it's like basically buying a game in Steam and never installing it or playing it or whatever. It's basically that. How do you steal your neighbor's internet? That's a secret, my guy. You're not supposed to talk about that. Pivot, I think so too. Yeah, Pivot is a good software for learning animation, but it's not a good software for learning hand-drawn animation. What I'm trying to say is that I'm good with like movement, but when I'm doing like hand-drawn animation, I'm still not confident about it, even though I'm doing probably to average person like looking at whatever I'm doing right now. Like, oh my god, he's so cool. Oh my god, or whatever, whatever you guys think. I don't know. I'm in class right now. You should be probably listening to the class. Have you seen the new episode of Black Clover? I don't watch Black Clover, I'm sorry. You can straight up animate in those applications. You're right. Yeah. Have you heard of this guy named Stillo? Funny thing is, Stillo, I animate with Stillo. I don't know where he's telling me about him when his name is clearly in the description when I was doing Dragon Ball Pivot. But again, you don't know that, so I'm sorry if I sound like presumptuous. But yeah, I know him. He used to be a moderator in my server, but he left my server because my server sucks. I mean my Discord server sucks. Which is true. There's nothing much going on there. I just made it for the reason that I don't even know what the reason was. I'll be back. Hello, peoples. What are you animating? I'm animating Shubangelion. Yeah, it's for an intro, a parody kind of thing. Anyways, Don, you mentioned animation books, so do you have any good books that I can read online for free? I think I'm not sure if you're in the Discord server. The thing is that a lot of people have been joining my Discord server and then they don't know that there is a verification process that you have to take, because there's a lot of people who's been like spamming things. Well, not spamming, but scamming people. Like they're saying, "Oh, there's free game," and then because my viewers are basically, I don't know, toddlers. I don't. They easily get scammed, and then they blame me for not being careful in the internet. And I have to be like, geez, brain cells. Oh my god, it's my fault now. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, I shouldn't have made this Discord server. But anyways, my Discord server has like mostly the resources in like, I think it was in downloadables. Yeah, I think it's in downloadables. I'm not sure if I should like make tutorials or whatever. I used to enjoy doing it, but right now I don't feel like doing it. Like as of this moment. Because there's so much what do you call this? Things to do to make one tutorial. And the thing is that sometimes it's just not tutorial. I think I mentioned this in a previous stream, like how much time can you put in a tutorial? Because the thing is that when you're opening, like most of the tutorial that you just watch, right? It's just like, oh, I'm gonna see how to fix this problem, and then when you look up a video, it's like a 10-minute video when your problem could be just easily fixed in just a 2-minute thing, or 1 minute, less than a minute maybe. So what happens in that video is like the bulk of the video is like, hi guys, subscribe to this, whatever, blah blah blah, and you just want to get over it, right? You just want to just tell me how to do the fucking thing. So yeah, there's like a consensus in that, and I think that there should be separate video. It shouldn't be named tutorial. It should be probably like, maybe let's say, oh, it's a lesson video, like it's a video where you could just watch and re-watch it again if you want to learn something. Alright, because to me, I think a tutorial should be just concise. Don, do you still like Android 21? I don't know. Well, I know people. I know some people are thinking about that video, but I don't know why people think about it. What am I saying? I know why, but I don't know what to say about that. What am I saying? Okay, so I made that video. I don't know if you guys even know about it, but I'm just gonna still answer it because I think it's an interesting topic considering how much, you know, viewer engagement is in this video. Anyways, so yeah, some people don't know what I'm talking about, so I think that's fine. Some people don't. Anyways, so I made that video just an experiment because at that time, it was 2018, I think. At that time, I've been watching YouTube channels that put out that kind of content, right? It's like select a, what do you call this? Like the aim of the, what do you call this? Audience are like people who, I don't know, are into that kind of things, right? And it was a meme. It's supposedly to be a meme like that, and it worked out fine, I guess. It was like gaining traction, but the problem I was having is it was mixing the kind of audience that I had already, right? Because I have an audience that watches Dragon Ball Z, right? It was good, right? Because it's a Dragon Ball Z character or whatever. It was just an experiment. I didn't expect it to be stupid, right? That the side effects of it, like the result of that, I didn't expect it to be that stupid. I'm saying as if it was a failed test. The thing, what I'm trying to say is that after I made that video, like people affiliate or recognizes me as that person who made that animation, and I didn't want that, of course. Though yes, I made it, but I'm not proud of it. It was just an experiment to see how it works, and I tried to go around with it. Like I tried to play around with it, basically. So let's say people are expecting me to make more of those, and then I just basically just keep making them, but not in a way that they would expect me to be, because it's just the same formula over and over again. How do I just start animating with my drawing pad? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I'm sorry. I don't know what drawing pad are you using. It's kind of a specific question. I don't know. I'm sorry. You could probably just go on another YouTube video and look it up. Sorry about that. Should I know of animation? Wait, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at animating? Me? I don't know. I'm not saying I'm 10. I think probably 6, maybe, I don't know. I'm confident with my skill, but I'm not that confident where I could just say like, oh, I'm perfect, right? Because there's a difference between being conscious and being overly confident. You guys are super talented, so why not try coming up with an idea and starting a giant animation project? I don't know who you're talking to, but thanks. I'm just saying that I don't know what you're talking about. The thing with starting an animation project is really daunting. Because first is that you don't know if it's gonna work out fine. You don't know if it's gonna work out well. Let's say you wanted to animate like a series or something, right? I definitely started one before. But anyways, if you wanna like make a series, you don't know if it will start well. There's so much things to consider. So first is basically they want voiceover on it, right? How is the story gonna be? Is it gonna be interesting for people that are there's so much media to consume right now. What are you up against to? Are you up against the whole anime industry basically? And what kind of audience are you trying to capture and all that stuff? There's so many things to consider and so much stress-inducing things, right? So yeah, save. So yeah, I mean, what are the fundamentals I should know of animation? I'm sorry, I think I read that just a while ago and I didn't answer it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna answer it right now. There are 12 principles of animation. I don't think that's where each animator should start instantly. Yes, definitely you can start from there. It will help you, but it depends on what really you are doing, right? You say you're doing like drawing tablets, so I'm assuming, if you would let me to assume, I'm assuming that you're into doing a hand-drawn frame-by-frame animation. So depends on what you're into. So let's say you're still not confident with your art or your drawings, then you should practice drawing forms, right? So there you go. There's also a consensus of just do it. Because people, again, there's like people who are afraid of just starting because they're afraid of like making mistake. The thing is that people who are really good at whatever they're doing has failed more than the people who's just beginning. So don't be afraid of making mistakes, basically. I think that was from Assassination Classroom. The master has failed more times than the novice himself. I don't know if I'm quoting it correctly, but yeah. What program do you use for animating right now? It's TV Paint. Wow, 11 viewers. It's been a while. I think that's the first time in this year I have more than 10 viewers. Amazing. I'm making it sound like it's so bad, but it's not. Thanks, man. Then how much time will it take to animate a single anime episode by a single person? For an example, yourself. It will take probably a year. Depending on how much time, how much free time you have, and how well you manage that time, and also how what do you call this? How well you are, I guess. But I think mostly a year. If it's just like one person for every aspect, like voice acting, editing, effects, everything, like music and all that, maybe one person. I'm saying this because I'm not saying that I've seen people. I'm saying that it's possible. Most likely. Anything right now in this in this era is possible to be done by one person, as long as they are determined to do it. I mean, you watch YouTube and you just see someone like making some ridiculous things in the internet. As long as like they try and learn it, they can obviously do it. One year should probably be enough. Are you still an online class? What are the things you do in your leisure except animating? Recently, it's just animating. Maybe petting my cat. It's been boring. It's winter. I can't go out and bike. From fall and summer, well, fall basically, because we bought the bike at fall. But in fall, I just bike. Basically. That, and I just do chores in the house. I also play video games, but not regularly. Like I talk to my friends online. Yeah. And lately I haven't been doing that because I'm too busy on this animation. It's a good story for animes or series. Depends on the kind of audience you want to get. Not really, because you want to just make something, then just make it, because you know the audience you have will just come. Will just be there. So yeah, you're basically either the story is being formed by your audience, or you're the one who's just dictating it. It's either one of those two, you know. And I don't want to be like the person who tells you, oh, I like this kind of story, so you should make this. It depends on what you want, right? And that, and also I haven't been watching a lot of anime lately, so I don't know, right? I don't want to form any kind of things that you would like just so that, you know. This is what I'm trying to say, is that I don't want to have you make something for me and then you disappoint me. Because if you're asking someone like, oh, what's the best anime, or like, oh, what are you into, and then you try to make it and then you just disappoint me, or you just disappoint them. Because you're making them expect something. That's what I'm trying to say. You're making them expect something. Which game do you prefer, PUBG or Free Fire? I don't play those games. I'm sorry. I think the only similar game that I play, well, not consistently, but I play it a lot of times enough that I consider like have it stream or like rank it, but it wasn't like so serious that I will just like, oh, I'll put my time and dedication to this game. But yeah, I was playing maybe rank Apex Legends, but that's like a battle royale kind of game, right? So I think that's the only closest game that you're from what you're naming. So yeah. Also, I like it because of the movement and how the maps are like small compared to PUBG. I haven't seen Free Fire, so PUBG has a really big map from what I've seen. I haven't played it, and then most of the time is spent on just walking and looting and you know, sitting around waiting for things to happen. Apex Legends, it happens, you know, that happens a lot, depends on how you play, but usually what happens is just people just keep third partying. Yeah, and that's how Apex Legends is. This third party things are happening. Not all the time. I'm not saying it happens all the time. It depends on how you play, right? So if you're just gonna defend, like loot and then just hide all the time, then obviously it's not gonna be fun, right? I'm basically describing how a battle royale should be and how much attention span you should put in a game like that. Because if you're making a game like PUBG and then it takes a lot of time, like more than 30 minutes to finish, then you might start considering your life, choices. Like, yes, you're having fun, but are you productive? Are you doing something that you're gonna look back 10 years later and says, I did that, I totally did that. But no, you're just like, oh fuck, I didn't do anything that day or something, So yeah, that's the thing. I mean, also, if you're gonna think about it, why do you even play games, Don? Isn't it to spend the time? Isn't it like that? Well, yeah, first, yeah, that's it basically. Why play video games? Why do I even exist? No, I'm not saying that what do you call this? I'm not saying that Apex Legends is better than those two games, because you have your own opinion about how a battle royale game should be and how video game should be. So it's up to you. If you have a long attention time span or whatever, if you like just to chill and sit down, then in a battle royale game or whatever have you doing in a battle royale game, and sure, that's fine. I think Rust is better than PUBG. I mean, you might as well just play Rust than PUBG, because Rust is like you can still talk to your enemies. I think you can still talk in PUBG, whatever. You can still talk to your enemies, but like you're not in a rush, right? You're just like, if your what do you call this? If your reason of playing PUBG is because you can talk to your enemy or something, I don't know, and there's like an objective, then yeah, right? Oh yeah, that's the thing with video games. Like, it's either the game tells you that you have a, what do you call this? You have an objective, or you make an objective yourself. Those are the games that, like there's games like, oh, you're a baby, do this, do that. And then there's games that are like, oh, you're an adult now. It's up to you, whatever you do, right? And that's the thing about Minecraft. It's just such a segue to Minecraft, right? That's the thing with Minecraft. Like, no one's telling you to, oh, do this, do that, unless you're like playing and then there's chat, and then the chat's telling you, oh, you're not playing it correctly. You're supposed to do this and do that or whatever, right? But other than that, you're like, basically Minecraft is for like adults. And that's the craziest thing, because there's no like someone in the video game telling you, hey, do this, do that. And obviously if you're playing something and then the game just keeps telling you what to do and what to not do, and then you just ended up feeling like a baby or something. Like, I don't want that in my game, right? I ended up talking about video games more than the question of anime series. For Dragon Ball series, what's a good story? I don't know, because there's a lot of fandom likes fusion that much, and you want to have a balance of just doing fusion or whatever. And then there's also a lot of fandoms that are fixated with the power scaling, so you have to balance that with whatever, right? Whatever have you, or I don't know. And then there's also people who are into just slice of life, I guess. Like, what happens if Vegeta does this and Bulma reacts like this or whatever, right? It depends, really. I'm not, like, again, if I'm gonna answer that, it's gonna be like what I'm interested to, and I'm gonna be like talking in general terms of what most of the fandom or the fans are into, when in reality I don't have an actual clue of what they really are into, right? Because you could be making like a lot of transformation, and then there's still few selective people who's like, I don't like this transformation thing you made. I hate it. I don't like it. And it's a mixed opinion, right? Because you could just be doing whatever you want to do with Dragon Ball Pivot series, whatever have you want to do, and then there's still people who's going to hate it because that's just how the internet is. So I can't say for sure that, oh, it was a good story. I think this is a good story, and then there's someone out there who's gonna be have a different opinion, right? And then if you're just gonna tell me, oh, then I don't mind about their opinions, and I just care about your opinions, then that feels like I'm so conceited to think about that, even though I know that for sure that my opinion doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, you know. What do your parents think about you doing YouTube videos? Thing is that back then when I was younger, I told my mom about it. She was like surprised, and then it wasn't like, I'm doing YouTube now, because back then I was like 2008 or 2010 or whatever. She was like, oh, you're doing it, okay, fine. And she's just like, oh, I'm having fun with this and that. So she didn't consider it like as a job back then, because back then it wasn't like an actual job, right? And then eventually I got monetized and I got my first earnings from it, and then I used it to buy an external drive for my videos or whatever digital things that I'm doing, you know, to save my files so that I can keep doing stuff. So let's say I change my laptop, I still have my stick figures in that external drive or something, right? Whatever I was doing. So yeah, whatever. And I told her about it, and then she was like surprised. Oh, you're earning money from it. That's crazy. And that's it. Like they don't like hate me for it. They don't. Yeah. But I think personally, I think most of the time they're just not sure, because they are under the presumption that I am basically doing nothing, and it hurts, I know, but then I'm gonna be self-conscious about it, and they never really spelled it out, but I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you've played, well, it's a similar thing when you've been playing video games for the whole day, and then your parents are like in a dining room and you're eating, and then, oh, what did you do the whole day? And you're like, oh, I just play video games, and they're like, oh, you fucking useless piece of shit. I'm just kidding. That never happened, right? But you feel that. You know that, right? You're like, I didn't do anything this day, I just played video games. But of course you feel that, even though they're like, oh, that's cool, that's nice. Yeah, right? Like, I don't know if it's just me, or is it just it's not you know, am I just too self-conscious? Am I being too self-aware of this, or is it just that? But yeah, I am making animation, right? And like, I have to like spell that out or something. But I definitely have at some point in my life I had an uncle who was like, he does like a manual labor from time to time. He'd like deliver water, like purified water or whatever, right? So he's a really manual labor person kind of guy, right? So he does like a lot of things. I don't know how you call it, right? Anyways, yeah, he does like manual labor stuff, and he sees me and my sister. We live alone back then, so he sees me like always on my computer, because of my computer was like near the window. And he sees me always on my computer, and he's like, I can tell. It's like, you're doing nothing. He's like, basically that's the face and the aura that I can feel from him. You're doing nothing. You're just sitting in front of a computer. Your body's gonna be like so shit or whatever. That's basically what I feel about it. and I hated it. Though I don't hate him. I understand where he's coming from too. And that's the thing, I don't know, I'm not sure. Like, is it just me, or is it actually like that? Because when I finish something, and then I show it to my parents or to my mom, basically, I show my animation to my mother, and she's like, wow, that's really cool. Wow. But what do you call this? The tone of their voice tells like, oh, you did something cool, that's fine. Or something like that, right? But it never like dawned to them until I tell them, oh, I earned this much money from doing this, and they're like, wow, you made a lot of money or whatever, right? Oh, you should start a business or something, and I'm not sure if they're joking or they're just serious about it. So yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feeling about it. I'm not sure if it's just me misinterpreting whatever they like to think about me, because I never really asked them about it. I never really asked them about like, oh, I'm doing this. And again, I'm not doing YouTube regularly. Yes, I stream right now. I'm streaming, but I'm not doing it regularly as if I'm saying that this is my only source of income. Right now, might as well describe myself as a parasite. Living in my mother's basement or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's better off to just describe myself as that. I don't like earn a lot of money because I don't need that much money, right? Because I'm still living from my parents' domain. I know it sounds bad, but especially in this time, like, you might as well. It's better than living by yourself. You know, talking about the pandemic, guys, the lockdown and all that stuff. Because I used to live like alone with well, not alone. Like, I used to live like in the same apartment with a stranger or something that I have to pay my rent or something like that. So yeah. Then I had to move here because of the pandemic. That's basically it. See you later, Don. See you, bye. Is your channel still monetized? No, it's no longer monetized. As you can see, I if I want to, I can put like ads on this stream, but I can't. But yeah, the reason why is that because I deleted my videos, and because I'm no longer getting as much as view as I used to, YouTube decided to, okay, I guess you are giving up on YouTube then, or something. And yeah, I think it's better that way. You're like, but you're no longer earning money, Don, from YouTube. What the hell is wrong with you? I wasn't actually earning money as much. I was earning money, but it wasn't enough to. I'm not saying like, oh, it wasn't enough, I want more or something, right? What I'm trying to say is that, okay, my apartment cost $500 a month. I keep explaining this every time in a stream, right? Anyways, my it's not like I keep explaining it. How do I say this? Like I mention it every now and then. That's what I'm trying to say. So my apartment back then costs $500 a month, and what I get from YouTube is not enough. How is it not enough? I only get $100 per. Get this? It's not every month. It's like every 6 months, because that's how much less, you know, if I have to earn a lot, it has to be like 1 million views every day. And you being a YouTuber, animator, or whatever, and I want to like make a lot of frames, I want to put so much time in one animation, you can't really do that because you're supposed to like upload every day. So animators and YouTube's kaput. You can't really earn that much money from YouTube and animation. Yeah, doing animation in YouTube is just, yeah, it's just bad. Because there's also other YouTube what do you call this, animators, and you're gonna start comparing like, how about the story animators? Like, they get a lot of views. Now the thing is that they are the kind of people who are confident, well, not confident, I don't know how to say this, but they can make videos like that and talk about whatever interesting things going on in their life and have it visually drawn or whatever as a visual joke. But then you can also consider sitting down and not looking at it and just listen to them talk, like a podcast. I don't know why they had to animate it if it's just like a storytelling time, and they don't need to spend that much time into making one video, but they still do it. There's also a mixed consensus of how much is it animated. Sorry. How much is it animated, right? Like, because they can just have, I'm sorry, I sneeze like a maniac. Anyways, yeah, how much is animated? Because there's like the title animated in quotation marks, and then like what do you call this? And then like there's people who's like, oh, it's just one drawing, and then the mouth is just moving, and then there's no in betweens on each poses. Would you consider that animation? Yeah, it's still animation, but it's not as animated as what you would think it would be. Like if your consensus of, if you're what do you call this? Imagining the word animation, like if you think of the word animation, it should be with like a lot of movement or whatever, right? Like actual animated things going on, like frame by frame, like as a whatever Sakuga or Disney like animation, then yeah, that is animation. But then there's also limited animation. And that's the thing with the word term or whatever, animated, because there's a lot of people using it wrong in YouTube, and people like to just, I don't know, I just want to click on it and just watch people talk about their lives. I don't really care about the animation part, because they don't know anything about animation. They just like people sharing things about their life and see how relatable is it, you know. And there's also I think that's it for animation story. I don't know what else. Like there's Newgrounds, people who just like actually animate stuff and make animation skits, who are actually talented in the animation. Well, not talented, maybe passionate, yes. Well, yeah, there is like talented people. I'm not saying that they're not talented. I'm saying like they're passionate with it. The animation aspect and the skits and the jokes and whatever, right? But there's also just people who just want to share a story and be egotistical about whatever they're doing. And I'm not outing someone here. I'm just saying in general. It could be me. It could be anyone. Seriously. People like to speculate so much. Oh my god. I mean, just like me right now, I'm speculating, even though I don't have any kind of proof to whatever I'm trying to say here. It's just me being too conscious about any kind of content that I'm consuming. Like if somebody says, use your common sense, I'm like, isn't that too like, isn't that just too, I don't know. It sounds bad. Like if you're assuming that people don't use their common sense. I think I gave away whatever I was trying to say. Whatever I was trying to hide. And I'm sorry. Right? It's just me listening to whatever other people are talking about. Basically. I don't have my own opinion about it. I think I just sent out like a really hot take on someone else's content. I'm sorry about that. If you hate me for it, then that's fine. It's not even my own opinion. I'm sure some people, or like 6 people are watching right now, don't even know what I'm talking about. And that's fine. He's cool. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Why did I delete my old YD videos? I think I mentioned that. I made a video about it. I don't want to answer it here. But since I've been so quiet for the past 10 or 20 minutes, I don't know. Again, voice crack. Again, it was because of the COPPA thing. The COPPA, COPPA. The new rules. They set it up so vague that I didn't know what to do, and then I panicked and I just decided to just delete it. There you go. That's how it is. Have you regretted it? Yes, I did. Should I not have deleted it? Probably. But what else can I do, right? I can't turn back time, so Besides, I like it this way better. Know what you meant by repost. I mean, yeah, I re-uploaded my videos. I didn't delete it because I wanted to delete it. I deleted it because out of panic, I didn't know what to do. Because I don't know how the law will turn out or whatever they were trying to do with the rules or something. I don't know. Whatever they were trying to do with it. It was too vague for my small brain to handle. But I just decided, okay, I might as well delete it. If you don't understand what was going on back then, basically they are gonna fine $42,000 US dollars for anyone who mislabeled their video wrong. So if I uploaded something that is supposed to be for kids, i.e. any kind of animation that is like for kids, then I would be fined, you know, because I didn't label it for kids. And that was the kind of thing that, you know, scared me. And also, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't take my words for granted. Because that's what they were saying back then, right? So I wasn't so sure about what to do. And then eventually, after I deleted the videos, they rephrased it. Oh, don't worry about the animation. We know people watch it. We know that there's mixed audiences on those kind of channels. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was so dead on the spot. Like, oh, if you're doing colorful things like for children, and I kid you not, like I look at my audience, because there's an analytic, and my audience is like mostly kids. I don't know how the algorithm will consider it. Oh, he's uploading animation, I guess he's fine. But no, because, you know, most of my viewers were like kids. And I'm not saying that it's their fault, right? I'm just saying that that's the kind of content, that I am uploading is, you know, the audience that I get are that age. Because Dragon Ball Z and like stuff like that, right? So I was worried, like, am I gonna get fined? And then I didn't consider two things, right? I'm not in the US, so I might not get fined because, you know, things doesn't really turn out that way if you're not in the US, right? That's one thing. Second is, I should have just waited, right? I should have just waited for how things will turn out. Should say that you lost many followers because of that. I mean, that's obvious, but that doesn't really hurt me. I already kind of don't like whatever I had that was going on. I have a bad imposter, is that what I say? Imposter syndrome? I don't know what it's called, but I have a bad imposter syndrome. I felt like I didn't really deserve that kind of much of attention, I don't know. And I understand, like, it's kind of sounded depressing, right? I know. And being aware that it was kind of an imposter syndrome makes me feel like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Or, like, I just wanted some form of reassurance. I don't know. But when I have it, like, I don't even understand or I don't know how to reciprocate it. I'm gonna say somebody says, oh, you're doing fine, right? And I'm still feeling shit, even if after somebody told me that you're doing great, just keep going. And then I'm just like, you know, I'm not. Shut the fuck up. Because I've been there. Because it's so mixed. Like, there could be like, I could not be streaming right now. I could just be animating and just keep uploading animation. No one cares about whatever I say, right? I'm not saying that because I am that self-conscious. I'm just saying that in a very, really, I don't know, practical terms. Like, yes, I upload stuff, but no one really would sit down and listen to whatever I'm saying. I know it sounds depressing, but that's just how it is. Especially when you're uploading animations. They will care about your well-being, but they won't care about like what's going on in your life or whatever. I don't know. It sounds really bad, imposter syndrome. Yeah, I know. And I don't know how to fix it. Right? I don't know. And I'm not even sure if it is actually an imposter syndrome or am I just being stupid, right? Because I haven't been in a therapy or therapist or whatever. Basically, from what I've been observing is that most YouTubers get that kind of imposter syndrome vibes or whatever. Because I've got like comments that are really mean, and I focus more on the mean comments rather than the positive ones. I'm just that bad at handling things, right? So yeah. Like, for example, let's say you know an animation or whatever, and then eventually they die, like the animators, right? Obviously they do, and then people start caring about them, like in Disney, like a Disney animator, they say they're posting, oh, he's dead now or something, and then they're like, oh, R.I.P. I don't even know what you did, but yeah, R.I.P. Disney animator or whatever, right? Most of the time, like there are some people who cares, right? There are some people who like read the what do you call this? Some people who read the credits, but to some company, I don't know why would someone do that, right? Like, why would someone post that as a thing? Like, oh, this person works in Disney, they died. And I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to feel? Am I supposed to feel bad? Am I supposed to... Because first, Disney, I don't know if it was Disney who did the post or whatever, right? I'm not sure. Like, how are you supposed to feel about that? It's just like they're monetizing from someone's death, right? It's like, oh, I feel bad, condolence. Yeah, obviously people will feel bad about it. I don't know. I don't really know. I get that popular people, guys. I'm not saying that animators are not popular. I'm not saying that. It's just that it feels ingenuous for people who clearly doesn't know the person. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it feels not real to get someone telling you this kind of stuff when it's not actually, like, you don't even know them personally, in a personal level. You just know them because they gave you a very awesome childhood or something, and you were under that assumption, even though in reality they probably have, like, they done a lot of things, but how the industry treats them is just a normal person or something. I don't know, it sounds like a psychopath right now and so pathetic, but that's just my perspective of that in a grand scheme of things. I don't know, in a really practical and broad way. I'm not sure if it's healthy to think that way. I'm sure it's not, and that's why I'm talking about it. if somebody who has like the great, like somebody who's like old enough to check the streams and listen to whatever I'm saying, you're probably thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy's brain or something? What is he even talking about? I don't know, I shouldn't be streaming with this kind of mental state. I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe that's why I decided to stream. I'm not sure if it's just today. I have no clue. Oh shit. Oh. Wait, isn't that just me? Yep, it's just a me. Okay, I have to